Hi, my name is Amy, and today I'm going to show you how to do this abstract painting of a man's feet on a glass balcony. And I'm going to start by sketching this out. I'm using a dynamic symmetry model, and I'm just sketching this balcony in various different ways to see what angle I want it at and how I want this to look with the man's feet. And so you can see I'm doing a couple that didn't quite make the cut. Starting from the bottom third, starting from the top, going down until I sketch it and get close to what I want. And here I go, I'm starting to paint. I'm doing the background color with the black and the blue, and about halfway I'm going to just completely cover that bottom half of my canvas. I have it flipped upside down so that I can get all the edges and just go with all those lines where I'm going to eventually have the city buildings. I'm just painting in that same direction. And then I'm going to add a bunch of white to that bottom half color, that black and blue, and just lighten it up for the horizon, the sky, the platform the man's standing on, depending on how you're looking at this painting. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white and yellow to my palette knife, and I'm going to start with a line going straight down from the horizon line all the way to the center of my canvas, and I'm going to just scrape over as I'm doing that. And that gives me the buildings. Now I'm making sure to do it very small and tighter toward the horizon line, and to give a little bit more space between them and make the buildings look larger as I'm coming toward the front of my canvas. And this is what gives it the three-dimensional city look. Next, I'm going to just do another coat of my horizon color, that light gray blue. And then I'm going to add from the bottom third, going straight down to that bottom corner, the platform base for my balcony. And I chose to do it at an angle to make it a little bit thicker toward the bottom left of my canvas and a little bit thinner on the other. And for this, I probably should have made it a little bit thicker for these poles that I'm adding out. That front one should have been a little bit taller. I ended up making them the same height, not thinking about it. So I may go back and just make that bottom pole the same thickness throughout. I haven't decided yet, so I just left it as is to show you. But that is one mistake I made. Or it could just be abstract. I mean, this is an abstract painting, which is some of the things that I like about doing abstract is you don't really know if it's a mistake or if it's on purpose, right? And the same thing, I wasn't really paying attention to my lighting throughout this. So this, I'm doing it as if the light's coming from the front of the canvas and hitting it. But then when I did the man's shoes, my reference photo, the light is actually coming from a different angle, and I wasn't thinking about it. So just make sure you're paying attention throughout your painting that you're doing, the lighting, the way you want it. And here I'm just outlining the man's foot, getting the pants and just the basic shape of the shoe the way I want it. And the same thing with the second one. And this is what takes me the longest, as I really want to get the shape correct. If you get the shape correct, it's probably going to end up looking good. So I'm using the black paint here for the right half of my pants. And that's going to be what's in shade. And if you look at that and you look at my balcony, it's the light's coming from two different angles. So here on my pants, the dark side is on the right. And on my balcony, the dark side is behind or to the left. Which could be okay. I mean, there could be some lighting by the man and some lighting in the front of the balcony. So maybe I have two separate light sources. But really, I probably should have matched them. And so that's something, if you recreate this, you can switch. I'm just adding a lighter shade of that blue black for the other half of the pants. And for the shoes, I'm adding some, it's just solid black for the shoes and then a little bit of gray for the lighter spots. So just adding a little bit more white into that. And I had a little bit of skin tone left from the woman painting for this, so I added it to the tip of the shoe to make it look like that brown sole coming out. And then just adding a little bit of shading around the shoe using a gray. I'm just continuing to touch up doing the wrinkle lines. So anywhere that's lighter, I'm adding a little bit of blacker wrinkle lines, just using a very fine rounded brush.